When you see plays where Murray carves through the defense like they're a pumpkin to slide it over to Big Yoke, who then plays hot potato with it, leaving it to Gordon, who then shovels it back over to Jokic for the layup, this is when you know the Nuggets are out there having their way night in and night out. Sitting at 8-2 atop the Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets have started this NBA season off hot. Behind Nikola Jokic and his leadership, Denver can really do special things once again this year, and it's crazy that people don't have them as a favorite to win the finals as they're literally the reigning champs. When you watch the way the team has been performing, you can't tell me that they're not a cohesive unit that's all locked in on the same goal, and trust me, this makes them a scary team. Not only is there many pieces on the team who can deliver in a big way, but when you have a future Hall of Famer in Nikola Jokic, it just elevates this team to a whole nother level. With the threat of him scoring inside, defenders will sink in to stop him, but the one thing you can't forget about is his hawk-like vision, as he'll make you pay if you leave anyone open. Defenders will tend to lock in too heavily on Jokic when he has the ball, which allows Gordon to slip right behind Jaren Jackson Jr. here, so for the Serbian Savant, it's an easy no-look dump off for the backdoor slam. The ability to manipulate defenses not only helps when scoring, but when you want to control the entire game, it's a key factor. For Nikola Jokic, this is something he does at a high level, so when he fakes a pass out to the corner, it makes not only one, but two Timberwolves defenders bite the bait, as he opts into this kick out back to Murray for the money ball. He makes it look quite easy out there as he just fools the defense by looking off the pass, and as you see, it's not just on kickouts, but Jokic can also use this when teammates cut to the basket as well. So far this season, there's been a multitude of ways Jokic has been setting his teammates up, but I mean, hey, what's really new? His ability to get it to the open man no matter the circumstance is pretty exceptional, and when it comes to big men in the NBA, this isn't something we see so often, especially at this level. To know exactly when to time it and where to lead these threads in the seams of the defense is a skill set in its own, so when Jokic notices Reggie Jackson will get into this gap, he leads the passing route for Reggie to go get it, and it's an easy trip to the window. Yeah, you can't sleep or collapse one time, or else it's pretty much a bucket since Jokic will find the slightest opening in a quickness. Sometimes defenses will send multiple defenders his way just to slow down his momentum, but Jokic knows to keep the ball high so he can avoid getting it took, so with his eyes on the prize, Jokic can dime up the guys. I mean, honestly, it's pretty difficult to stop Jokic from getting off these passes and affecting the game, but what's even crazier than that is that that's just the start of his value. When he starts operating in that inside area, it becomes a nightmare for the defense as his work around the basket is truly ridiculous. Reading everyone on the court is something Jokic does well in post-up situations, so when he notices Herb Jones sneaking in to crowd him, it's this quick spin back to the baseline all out catching Valanciunas off guard, and then switches hands in the air using the left to drop it in. It's not the most eye-catching creativeness, but Jokic can always be 2 steps ahead of the defenders to beat him to the rim, just like on this play. Luka thinks he can cut off Joker since he sees him rushing to the lane, so once receiving the ball, Jokic uses this smooth Euro carry over Luka, and with no one stopping him, it's an easy lay with the left hand. So when being creative, it doesn't always have to be flashy movements, it can be as simple as plays where Jokic notices the head-on collision coming off the roll, so he immediately goes up while initiating the contact, and is able to stay focused all the way through to complete the and one. This isn't something Jokic does just on accident, as he plots on defenders being handsy with him on the attack, so when Cat reaches in for a split second, Jokic directly gets into motion for the shot, and even though there was no call, he still drains the running float jumper. Sometimes when you're a bigger guy, foul calls go unnoticed simply because you don't get knocked off your spot as easily, but with Jokic just being Jokic, he can turn a wrestling match with a defender into a bucket for 2 points. I already know what you're thinking, it's like Burger King out there, cause Jokic is having his way. It doesn't matter what schemes the defense draws up, how physical they play him, or how much they try to keep the ball out of his hands, Jokic will find a way to exploit the defense and make opposing teams look bad. As we all watch these games in real time, there's many things that we might miss due to his scoring, passing, and decision making, but what's great about us all having these devices is that we can rewind, slow it down, and when you watch Hoop Mastery, well you know, we gonna break it down all the way. On plays like this, it might look as simple as Jokic receiving the pass and driving in to go score, but hold on, let's bring it back real quick. When defenses see a 37% 3-point shooter in MPJ who isn't afraid to let it fly in motion, they tend to gravitate towards him heavy, so as Jokic sets the screen, both Pelican defenders lunge out to Porter as the pass is made due to miscommunication, so once Jokic gets possession of the rock, it's a straight line drop to lay this home with the right hand. You see how it's the little things that make all the difference in a certain outcome? It's like on this drive versus the Wolves. Sure, Jokic could have went up after the initial bump on Nas Reed, but just thinking ahead, he knows Reed is going to want to contest, so Jokic uses that up fake to get him on that trampoline, and with no care for the Rudy Gobert contest, he decides to go up through the traffic to snag himself some points in close. Honestly, the way Jokic approaches the game and the moves he dishes out are pretty simple. Now, does that mean they're easy? Nah, not at all. The thing is, with simplicity, you must understand when to use certain moves within the offense and always be able to react quickly to what the defense throws at you. Like bruh, I'm telling you, it can all be so simple. Using not a single dribble, this is when that football-like footwork comes into play. So once he gets home green to slightly bite showing the ball up high, he can use the step through around Chet since he has the advantage, and easy money is what we call these lays. Now that you're all seeing these actions broke down in such a slow and concise sequence, I need to ask you all something. How are we going to stop Jokic or at least slow him down? Like for real, picture it. Me and you are both big men and we must work together to stop him. What are we doing? Let me know down below. Because if we don't stop him and we start to allow Jokic to get into his bag, well, this is when simplicity meets a little creativeness, and now it's pretty much the Nikola Jokic show. With this backside wide open for Jokic to get to, he backs down Vucevic to get further into the paint. So now with Vuj up high and more out of position, and with Zach LaVine digging in, Jokic can quickly spin off towards the baseline with no resistance, and instead of going up on the left side where it could have been blocked, he uses the rim for protection and goes to the reverse for the bucket. Other times it may take Jokic having to create off the dribble on an attack towards the rim, but the subtle differences this time when spinning off is that Nance assumes Jokic will be going to the right hand to finish this layup, but with Jokic making contact off that spin and then keeping his gravity center going straight up, it allows for a wide open float while Nance flies away, and just by staying with it after the miss, he's able to fight for his own rebound to then put it back in the basket for 2. These spins help Jokic create space or all out avoid defenders when en route to the basket, but even if he's met by the help D after he beats the initial defender, well, he's just too big and too strong and can power right through the wrap up for the and 1. It's honestly remarkable how Jokic makes destroying defenses look easy, but in all reality, this is a very hard thing to do. The scoring from the inside propels his entire offensive game when it comes to scoring, as the soft touch leaks out to the mid-range where Jokic is shooting 60% on 15 attempts. To be able to knock down those jumpers from a little farther out makes the defense have to step out more since you're draining them at a respectable rate, and this gives Jokic even more options to score the ball. Dangerous he is, but we like to call him the Serbian Savant. The Denver Nuggets are rolling right now and look like a heavy favorite to go back to the finals for an early prediction. Let me know how you all feel about Jokic and the Denver Nuggets below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like before heading over to watch this Anthony Edwards analysis. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.